Hello everybody, Presented here, back in my program. And today we're going to be doing the beginning of the Sharpshooter, and we're going to do the first two active abilities here. So the first one is Focus, where it increases all of your allies' accuracy by 25% for 3 turns. Costs 30 mana, cooldown for 5 turns. And the two upgrades increase accuracy by 25%, so a total of 50%. And the second upgrade additionally provides each ally with 25% bonus quickness for the duration. This one's pretty standard, it shouldn't be too bad to make this. Just some status effects and stuff like that, so that should be fine. And then we're going to do Zero In. It deals 150% initial attack damage and forces ally attention to that target for 3 turns. But the target takes 25% more damage for the duration. So it's basically, it's going to make all enemies except for the target untargetable, so you're going to be forced to target the target of this spell. So you're only allowed to hit one enemy, but the enemy that gets targeted gets exposed by 25%. And then the upgrades increase the initial damage by 100% and also increase the damage. I should do damage expose, honestly. Damage expose by 25%, so that they take a total of 50% extra damage, which is pretty good. So this one will be a little more unique to make, and it'll be pretty cool. But anyways, let's move on. Focus on the first one. Haha, pun intended. Hoo 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 hoo. Anyways, we're gonna go in here. We're not working on the rogues anymore. We're going to the archers, the sharpshooter. We're going to do not a new event, but a new active, or a new class rather. This one's going to be called Focus. Extends active spell. Do that. I am the author. Got to do that. Make sure that's done. Okay, so what's going to happen is the spell type is going to be active dot buff. Initial damage type is attack. I'm going to have to pull this up over here so I can look at it. It actually doesn't do any initial damage, so it can just be attack. It actually doesn't really need to be anything. I can leave it blank, but let's just put attack anyway. Initial damage mult is 0. Stat to spend is current mana. Display stat is mana. Oh god. Base cost is 30. Base cost mult is 0. Cooldown is 5. Upgrade 1. Plus 25% accuracy. Second upgrade is additionally provides every ally with plus 25% quickness for the duration. And then target type is gonna only be able to target allies, which in this case is... Whoa, did you hear that? That was my kitty. What? He's just staring at me. I gave him food, so I don't know what he's going meowy about. So anyways, yeah, it's going to only be able to target allies, so it's going to be 0 for the player and 1 for allies. And that should be good. So we're going to override the description, update description, and yes, list of description equals increases all allies accuracy by 25% for 3 turns. Am I actually, hold on, I need the accuracy multiplier. Var accuracy mult, gonna be a number equal to 0.25 to start with, and from here plus math.round, just so that I can ensure it's not going to do any rounding errors. There we go. I just want to know if I'm doing the syntax correctly on allies. All allies. Accuracy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Because it gets really weird with plurals and possessive symbols and stuff. It's really strange. Anyway, I'm going to keep it like this. I'm pretty sure this is grammatically correct. So now we're going to have to... Yes. Okay. All I need to do for this one is I need to override upgrade spell 1. I don't need to do upgrade spell 2, which gives the quickness buff, because I don't need to override the upgrade spell on that one, because in the cast spell function it's just gonna check to see if you upgraded it, and since that's all handled in the super or in the parent class, I don't need to worry about doing anything in the child class itself. So here we're going to, oh, I don't know what I did here. This dot accuracy molt, we're going to increase it by 25. Okay, and then I think in this case I need to have 4 accuracy effects and 4 quickness effects variables appear, rather, so like 8 total, 1 for each ally. It's gotta be crazy, but I think that's the only way I can really do it. Yeah, basically. So we're gonna do like accuracy buff ally 1. It's gonna be just a parent status effect listener, because it doesn't have anything to do with actually listening for stat change events. So I don't need to do an effect listener. I can do the parent status effect listener. It's gonna be accuracy buff ally 2. Oh my god, my freaking cat's playing in the box that I gave him. It's very loud. Anyway, so this is gonna be for the player, and then basically I have to copy and paste these for the quickness. Instead of accuracy, we're doing quickness. Here we go. Dupe and dupe and dupe. Sweet deal. So now, not case, but cast spell. So basically what we're gonna do is yeah, I don't need to iterate through anything here. All I need to do is I need to go into parent status effect listener, remove listener, accuracy. I basically have to, oh my freaking god, my cat is hyper and it's super late. I shouldn't be recording this late. I should be going to bed, but I just love it how the only time I get motivation to program is late at night. It just doesn't make any sense. So anyways, we're gonna do, I don't need to copy and paste the whole thing, and then from here it's gonna be the player. We're gonna do quickness buff 2, 3 player. So we're gonna be removing all these buffs because we want to apply them. So then this dot accuracy buff ally 1 equals, or wait, do I have to do that? I think I'm an idiot. I think I only need 1, because what I can do is just apply the same listener. Wait a minute. Do I not have? I don't? Huh. I thought I added the target on this because, interesting. Because in the remove listener on this function, I need a target. I guess it's because the parent status effect listener can go into the target entity itself. But, oh, nope. If I'm going to just use the same listener and just put it in multiple entities, I'm going to have to make it to where it doesn't go into the listener to get the target. It instead takes a target. If I do this, this is going to break a lot of my code, because a lot of my code uses status effects, and so it's going to need to work with those. I'm going to have to fix that. So anyways, what I'm going to do is do this target entity. Where is the other target? Here we go. Any other reference we have? It seems like there's 4 more. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. Okay, so that's good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the accuracy buff from ally 1. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're gonna remove the listener from all the entities. Quickness buff 2, 3. Okay, so that should be good. Now this dot quickness or accuracy buff equals new parent status effect listener. No, I need to import status effect. There we go. And it's going to be an accuracy buff. Target entity is going to be entity ally1 from this dot owner. Applied target. It doesn't really matter since it's going to be increasing the listener is going to apply the change on the target that we're giving it to, so the applied target doesn't really matter. Multiplier is going to be 0 because we're going to do a flat 25% increase. Duration is 3 turns. On source is going to be, doesn't really matter, false, I guess. Rounds is going to be false. Change is going to be just 25. Yeah. And then this dot quickness buff equals new parent status effect listener. Quickness buff. Oh, okay, I see why. Because the target, yeah, that's weird. Dang it. Dang it. I think I might, Jesus. I think I might need to make the 8 listener, or the 8 variables like I did up here. Because it needs a target to work with. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Dang it. Okay. So I don't actually need the... I can get rid of that. Dang it, Bobby. I gotta do it. I gotta do it now. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of all of this. There we go. Now... okay, just go back and do this. Player, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do the ally 1 here. Nope, messed that one up, whatever. Oh god. 2 and 3. Okay. Now we just go back and do what I did before. Okay. Well, I didn't need to do it all like that. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just do it. You already did it. You already started. Cool beans. Okay. So now... I hate this. That's fine. 2, 3, 4... Yeah, this is basically where I have, this is where it's forcing me to make all of these. Because it takes a target, and the target has to be different for each application. Not ally 4, you dingus. There's no such thing. Okay, so then, it's basically gonna be the same with the, quickness one. Parent status effect. Go into the status effect. This one's going to be a quickness buff on the ally 1. The source is the owner. We're going to do the target. It's basically the same thing, just because it's going to apply an instant change. It's not going to do anything with the target and the on source. So this one's going to last for 3 turns. On source is false. Doesn't really matter. Rounds is true. And the change isn't going to happen. 2, 3, 4. Since that's going to be a multiplier change and not a flat change. Okay, and then it's basically the same. 2, 3, player. Oh my god. Okay, now this. I mean, I guess. Hold on. Oh god. I'm gonna split this up. But you'll see what I'm gonna do. So this. No, dummy. Entity ally 1 listeners dot push this dot ally1 accuracy buff, and then we're going to do the same thing with all the other entities. Ally2, ally3, and the player. But this one is going to be ally2, ally3, and player. Okay. So now, from here, I'm basically going to check if this dot bot upgrade 2. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do all the stuff with the quickness buffs, so that it doesn't do it even if you don't have the upgrade. Because I only want it to go if you've bought the upgrades already. So then here, and then we're going to do the same thing right here, only with the buffs. The quickness buffs. Okay. That is crazy. With 20% accuracy. Oh, you know what? I need a accuracy mold. Oh, I can actually, since it's a flat change, I can make this a unsigned integer that's set to 25. Because the 25 is equating to 25%. If it was a multiplier, like this number right here, if it was a multiplier, then it'd be 0.25. But since it's a flat change, I'm increasing it by a flat 25. So this is fine. I don't need to do this anymore. There we go. That's fine. And then from here, I'll need to just do this dot accuracy molt. Then do the same thing with all this. And there we go. That should be fine. Let's go into active spell, and then we're going to have to import it. So we're going to do a public static var, and this is the Sharpshooter focus. Oh, not currency parse result. I don't even know what that is. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to import all of the Sharpshooter stuff. Active spell. Not assassin. I want the Sharpshooter. It even came up. Sharpshooter. There it is. Focus. Okay, so let's play it real quick just to make sure. Come on. Waiting on you. Okay, it didn't crash, so that means things are probably okay. So we're going to go into active spell. Sharpshooter. We're going to unlock player, and then active spell sharpshooter focus, and then we're going to upgrade the first spell, or upgrade it with the first upgrade. We're going to upgrade it with the second upgrade. Then we're going to cast the spell on, it doesn't really matter, but on the ally 1. So here's what's going to happen. Pull this over here. I'm going to hopefully see the accuracy increase. What the hell happened here? What the? Okay, so accuracy buff by 0. Stat before change 75. Stat after change 0. What the hell? Oh my god, what is going on? Quickness revert. Oh no, something happened. Did I do something wrong? Quickness. I'm sorry? Here. This is value, else. Oh, you know what? I think I need to add an if here, because the change of the function is, it goes through this loop here, or not loop, but this condition. If this dot change is not equal to null, which is true because I set the change right here, then it sets the internal change to the change of what you set it to, which in this case is 25 or 50, depending on if you bought the upgrade. But then right here it just sets the change to the base stat, which is accuracy, times the multiplier, which is 0. So it makes the change 0. So I actually need to do another if here. If this dot change equals null, meaning you haven't set the change and you're using the multiplier, then from there, that might be okay. Let's run it and see. Hopefully that worked out a little better. Yeah, seems fine. Accuracy by 50. Quickness, oh yeah, of course, quickness isn't going to happen because it's, the quickness one is actually by a percent rather than a flat amount. So 25% of 0 is going to be 0. So that's why this isn't changing by anything. And then it reverts properly. Yep, minus 50. There we go. Okay. So that seems fine. That seems fine and dandy. This one's working just fine. It ally 1, ally 2, ally 3, and the player. And then the same thing with the quickness. And then the reverse goes player first, which is interesting. Why does it remove player first? Or it reverts player first? That is weird. It works. That is strange. Because up here, it goes ally 1, ally 2, ally 3, and then the player. Here it goes player, ally 1, ally 2. Oh, you know why? Probably because it's iterating through the entity array in that case, and the player is first, which makes sense. Okay, that makes sense now. I'm like learning more of my code every day again. Have to retain the information. So this spell works just fine. So focus is actually done now. So that didn't take too long. Let's move on to the next ability, which is zero in, which is a little interesting, but it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm gonna move this over here because I need it as a reference point, and then I'm gonna do a new active, call it zero in. It's going to extend active spell. Alex Billman. Nope. Call this super, and it's a. Let's see. I'm gonna put it down as a debuff because the main thing of this ability is you want to focus the attention on one target while exposing them. Even though it deals massive amounts of just like damage, I feel like the main draw of this ability is the focusing aspect of it. So anyway, initial damage type is attack damage. Initial damage mult is 1.5. I might actually just nerf the upgrade, because dealing 2.5 of your weapon damage seems really good. I think I'm going to lower it to 50%. That's probably fine, because then it deals fucking 2 times your weapon damage. When in that case, I should make the upgrade a little more. No, I think it'll be fine. 1.5 is a good starting point. Stat to spend is current mana. Display stat is mana. Base cost is 50. Costs a lot of mana. Base cost mult is 0. Cooldown is 5 turns. Upgrade 1 description is plus 50% initial damage. Upgrade spell 2 is plus 25% damage expose. Target type is going to target enemy, so 2, 3, and 4. Then here, update description. Yes, so we're going to do. Oh, excuse me. Told you I should be going to bed, and I'm not, because I'm a bad boy who gets motivation at the weirdest of times. A private var expose mult. Actually, wait, do I need to do that? Yeah, I do actually. Because it begins at 0.25. I'll do that. Okay, so this dot description equals deals dot round this dot initial damage mult times 100 percent attack damage and forces ally attention to the target for 3 turns, but the target takes There we go, the exposed molt times 100% more damage for the duration. Okay, I think that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. So we're going to override upgrade spell 1. No, not exposed molt, because this one's the damage one. This dot initial damage molt plus equals 0.5. Override upgrade spell 2, and this one's where we increase the expose molt. Expose plus equals 0.25. Override. I'm gonna override the cast spell, and then here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna need some status effects. Gonna need a couple status effects. We're going to need. Interesting. Okay. Trying to think. Because I'm gonna need 4 shrouding status effects that are gonna make the enemies untargetable. And then I'm gonna need 3 more status effects for the exposing on the main target. Okay, so this one is gonna be var untargetable enemy 1. It's going to be a parent status effect listener. Oh, don't save it, or don't save it as. So we're gonna need 4 of these, and then an attack expose, a pierce expose, and a spell expose. So this one I'm basically going to need to. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna need to iterate through the entity list. Man, I'm yawning a lot. If I go silent for like 5 seconds, it's probably because I'm yawning. But anyways, I'm going to need to iterate through the entity list, and the first, and it's basically listening for, not really listening, but it's only going to work for entities that have a value of an enemy type. So up here, entity type. So, oh, I actually kind of messed up the code right there. There we go. So if the enemy, or if the current entity that we're looking at is of type, I didn't click that right, there we go, is of type 2, 3, or 4, then that means it's any kind of enemy. And then from there, I also have to check if the current entity isn't the target of the spell. Then we put the expose on them, and from there we do all the other good stuff. I think I am going to do one thing. I'm going to do a I'm going to do a untargetable array. And from here, I'm going to add the untargetable status effects. Because from here, what I can do is, okay, hear me out on this one. I'm going to do a var enemy array, because the thing is, there can only be a maximum of 4 enemies, since there can only be a maximum of 4 player characters with allies. So the maximum team fight you can have is a 4v4. So from here, I'm basically going to iterate through the entities array list, and if the entity that we're looking at is an enemy, I'm going to add it to the enemy array, and then from there, I'm going to iterate through the enemy array, and then for each index in the enemy array, I'm going to work with the corresponding untargetable enemy status effect in the untargetable array, if that makes any sense. Hopefully you'll see what I'm going to do whenever I do this. So what we're going to do is if well, actually I'm going to just do current entity, entity equals entity, entities at I. So if current entity dot stats, and then this one is what, type? Yeah, just type. Type is equal to 2. So basically, I'm actually gonna need a couple of things here. And current entity is not equal to target. Because I want to check that the current entity is an enemy, and if the current entity is not the target. Then if that's the case, we're going to add them to the enemy array, and then in the enemy arrays, we're going to add all the enemies and make those enemies untargetable. Okay, a little confusing, but hopefully you're with me here. So we're going to do if the current entity type is equal to 2, or if it's equal to 3, or I guess I can just do like if it's greater than 1. Let's do that. Because 0 and 1 are for players and allies. Any other number are enemies. So if it's greater than 1, meaning if it's 2 or above, that's good. Okay, so if it's greater than 1 and if it's not the target, then what we're going to do is go into the enemy array dot push current entity. Okay, so that's alright. And then what's going to happen is for here, we're going to do another for loop of our j uint equals 0. J is less than enemy array dot length j plus plus. So then from here, it's going to iterate through the enemy array, and then for each index, it's going to remove the listener from the same index in the untargetable array. So here's what's going to happen. It's basically going to be doing, hold on, let me open up the other one. It's going to be doing this. It's going to call the remove listener, but instead of calling a direct buff itself, or status effect itself, it's going to be calling the index in the untargetable array, which actually makes me think I don't need 4 of these, since there's a maximum of 4 enemies, only 3 are going to become untargetable at one time, at the max. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go into the parent status effect listener, and then remove listener. So what we're going to do is go to this dot array at the index of the enemy array that we're checking. Okay, hopefully you're with me. Then we're going to go into the index of this array that we're looking at, and this one is going to point to either 1, 2, or 3 depending on which iteration we're in. So we're going to do equals new parent status effect listener. I'm going to import status effect, because in here we're going to do the shroud. Is it not shroud? Untargetable. There we go. Target entity is enemy array at index j. Source is the owner of this spell. Applied target doesn't matter. Multiplier doesn't matter. Duration is 3 turns. On source doesn't matter. Rounds doesn't matter. Change. We're changing their targetable stat to false, so they're gonna be not targetable. Okay, that should be fine. So this equals new parent status effect untargetable. Okay, so then we're going to then no. Enemy array at j dot stats listeners dot push this dot untargetable array at j. Okay, so hopefully that works just fine. I will test that and make sure. And then afterwards, we're going, oh, you know what? Fuck. Since it's a no, hold on. I was going to do, since it's a negative status effect, kind of, I should check to see if they resist it. But I think this is going to be a rare case in which a status effect is not going to be, like, resistible, if that makes sense. Where they're going to become untargetable like no matter what. So their debuff resistance isn't going to go into effect. So, oh, that was my phone. What the hell? Hold on. Oh, that's just YouTube. Don't worry about it. Something on YouTube happened. I don't want to check it because I'm in the middle of a video. I should turn on my phone now that I think about it. Get down there. Okay, it's on vibrate. So, run. Oh yeah, okay, so it doesn't go. I was checking to see and make sure it didn't check the debuff resistance in the run function, but I'm good. It didn't check it there, so we're good. Okay, so here we're going to This is basically going to do the exact same thing as the expose last time with the Marauder with deep wounds. There it is. So let's open up deep wounds real fast just so I can see how I did it. Marauder, active, deep wounds. How did I do this? Because yeah. Here's what I need to do. I need to check if they resist the application of the attack expose. So if parent.check resisted this dot attack expose on the target, rather if they do not resist it, then we're going to basically do this. Okay, so dot remove attack expose. Don't need the target, correct? Yes. Okay, attack expose, and then we're gonna do the same thing with the pierce and the spell expose. And this dot attack expose equals new parent status effect listener attack expose, and this is going to be when they are the target of an attack. Source. Oh no, I'm dumb. This is who we're applying it to. We're applying to the target from the owner. Applied target is going to be when they're the target. Multiplier is this exposed molt by a duration of 3 turns. On source is going to be false. Rounds is true, and change doesn't matter. We're going to do the same thing here. Pierce expose and spell expose. Spell expose, same thing. Yes. So then go into the target's listeners array and push all the exposes. Pierce expose and the spell expose. And I think that might be good. I'm gonna initialize it and see if it works. But that's looking pretty good. It actually wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Static var sharpshooter 0 in. Then down here we just initialize it. 0 in. Now let's run it. Okay, so here's happening. Untargetable enemy 4. What's up with this? Oh, okay. This dot push. Yeah, get rid of the 4th one. Other than that, that should be okay. Yeah. Okay, so it didn't crash. Active spell dot 0 in. We're going to unlock on the player. We're going to upgrade. We're going to upgrade the spell again. And then we're going to cast it on the ally 1. Let's see what happens. Okay, it didn't crash, so that means at the very least it's not making the game completely shit itself. But here, oh, you know what? I actually do need to do one more thing. And then Go into the stat change event. Oh, I have to import it. Go into the stat change event, the text array, not pop, we're gonna push. Yeah, this dot owner stats display name, or rather, we're gonna just do like zeroed in on. Okay, so this should be good. Let's figure it out. Go up, 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 up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, player zeroed in on ally 1. So then here, player deals 40 to 45, and the expose already took into effect. Says he deals 62 damage, and he actually dealt a good amount of initial damage just because it deals 200% of your weapon damage. And does it? Oh, you know what? It actually applies the expose before the damage, so it dealt 200% of his weapon damage. No, it doesn't. No, because it would deal around 160 rather than 130. Right? I'm getting confused. I'm confusing myself. 25. Oh no, I'm dumb. Wait, hold on. I'm actually really confusing myself now. Why? Because 50%. So here, it deals 200% of your weapon damage. So it does about 130 divided by 2, which is 65, which is still more. And so I'm pretty sure this is being increased by an additional 50% because of an expose. But then from there, if I divide it by half, it's less. So I don't know. I can't math right now. It's getting really late, and I'm actually like getting pretty tired. I'm pretty sure it's working just fine because it's doing it here, and here, and here, and then it goes back. So it seems like it's working fine. The expose looks like it's doing its job. We're increasing damage, and since the expose is applied before the actual spell damage is dealt, right here you can see it deals a lot more than 2 times your weapon damage. It's actually doing almost 3 times your weapon damage, which is crazy. So anyways, that seems like it's working just fine. I'm never going to be able to find out whether the shrouded untargetable side of it's working until the game actually like allows you to do combat, because I can't work with enemies that don't exist in the game just yet. Hopefully it works just fine though. It should work just fine because it's only manipulating a just one stat here, which is targetable right here. The only thing I'm worried about is if I messed up the coding here. But if I did, then it should be pretty prevalent once the combat is created and the spell itself is going to be able to be tested. But I think I did all okay on it. I'm pretty sure it's fine. If not, you know, again, I'll figure it out. But that's looking alright. Expose is working and everything. So we're good. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what we're going to be doing next. True Shot deals 125% attack damage. This cannot miss. Problem is, I don't think it's able to miss in the first place. I think. Go into stat change event. Yeah, I don't know if yeah, the problem is, I think I made this whenever I thought that spells would be able to miss, which I don't like the thought of that. And so I'm like, okay, let's make an ability that just will not miss. I might make it different where a spell could miss. I might actually just add that in because in the combat is all the way down here. What? Yeah, right here. If they miss their attack, meaning where's the accuracy come into play? Here it is. Yeah, I'm stupid. If it takes into their accuracy into effect, and from there, if that's not, if it doesn't pass, then they miss it. I might do the same thing with the cast spell, but then I'll have to do it like if the cast spell fails, then the status effects won't apply and stuff like that, which seems like it might be like kind of tedious, which is a really poor excuse to not do it. But I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it before I do this, and I'll see where I go with it. But right now, True Shot says it deals a decent amount of damage and it can't miss. And upgrades are pretty good. They're not too difficult to do. And then the other one is Headshot. It deals 175% attack damage with a 50% chance to cripple the target's max health by 35%. Upgrades are pretty straightforward as well, so these two shouldn't be too bad to make. Yep, and for now, these two abilities seem like they're doing alright. And I'll get rid of this, and I guess that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, then please show your appreciation by doing all that garbage that I enjoy you doing, such as clicking the like button, commenting, and subscribing to my channel for more videos similar to this one. And if you want to stick around, you can find me about tomorrow next day, and we'll cover those spells right there. See you guys later.